Hello, welcome back. The last time we left off where we can pick up a weapon, we can run around and shoot the player and they will spawn whatever item the player had on them and we can just go and pick them up. Okay. So in today's lesson we're gonna take care of the respawn because right now he's just laying on the ground. Okay, but before we do that, let's go and start working on the damage modifier. So when you shoot the character, it will say, oh, you did 5 damage, 25 damage, 40 damage. So find your shoot info. Okay, what we do in the shoot info. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to clap this damage into a function. So let's just remove the player this for now and grab the current weapon and all of this and claps it to a function, and we're gonna call it f apply damage. The reason why I put F is because we don't want it to collide with Unreal pre-made or pre-built function. So, and we're gonna pass the base damage here and compile and save to make our code a little cleaner. Excuse me. And even with the current weapon, where if we get the item info, we get in the damage. Let's clap this to a function also. So say weapon damage and open it up. Let's add a return node. Remove it, slide over here, get the damage, pass the damage, and we're gonna convert this to a pure function because we only need the return value, and then we can simply plug it here. And if we go back and check our code, grab a weapon, everything should work same way. Okay, everything is working the same way. So now, like I said before, we're gonna use the surface type to do the damage on the for the player. So in the inventory, excuse me, let me make a new folder. Name it physical mat for physical materials, and if we go under physic and we get physical material, so we click this, select first one, we can say body, control D, we're gonna say head, arms, legs. What else do I need? For now, this is all I need for now. And you need to go to project settings, and under physics we go. Now we need to add, I believe they give you 62. So let's start adding our physical material. So we say head, go here. I believe it's case sensitive, so body, we say arms, legs. I'm just gonna add the other ones. I know we need one for grass, we need one for concrete, we need one for mud, snow, we need one for dirt, glass, wood, metal, we need one for wax and gravel. And you can think of whichever one you want, but right now that's what I have. So we need to assign them to the respective physical material. So this one is the arms. So it goes to arms, save it, body, goes to body, head, goes to head, and legs goes to legs. And this is how we're gonna, this is the same way we're going to do it for the, to spawn in different sound, different particle system. Like let's say if you hit the grass, you spawn a little particle grass. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it for this one. So we need to find the character that we're using. For me is character, and I believe this one I'm using, let me use this one right here, the physical mesh. Okay, so now we need to open the physic asset of the character. So from the pelvis to spine 3, pelvis to spine 3, this is gonna be my body. So in the physic material override, we put body. From clavicle left to thumbs _1R, it's gonna be my arms, and from neck and head, this is gonna be the head, and thigh all the way to twist, this is going to be for my legs. And save it. Make sure you save everything. Okay, so now if we go back to our character, let's move these over there a little bit, over there, move it. So we're gonna get the hit actor, and we're gonna do a switch. Give me 1 second. We're gonna do a switch. No, not a switch. We're going to do is valid. We're gonna do is valid. And then if it is valid, we're going to get the physical material. We say get surface type. And from the surface type, we do switch on surface type. We only do this if we hit something, because if we don't hit anything, we don't want to do any. We don't want to check do none of these. So that way, if we're shooting in the air, it's not constantly checking this. Okay, as you can see, we have everything right here. For the default, we're not gonna do no damage. So we're just gonna skip that and plug it to the MC shoot info. So if you wanna see, we can just click this, and this one gonna say head shot. And let me go do something right here. Let me put the volume down because it's too loud. Multiply. Let's see, 0.5 for now. And if I go up the weapon, shoot the character in the head. See, it's a headshot, but it's too nice, too low. 9. Now we can't hit nothing. Oh, maybe this needs to stay 1. And the pitch is what we need to lower. Let me check. It's one of them, so you can play with it to see which one is it. Okay, so back to what we were doing. Yeah, so if you hit the character in the head, it's a headshot. Okay, what is going on? Nah, I messed up my stuff. Great. Play sound 2D. Okay, we're back in business. We should be back in business. Yep, we're back. Okay, back to business. So we're gonna multiply the damage by a number based off which part of the body we are hitting. Hitting, okay? So for the head, we're gonna get the damage, okay? And we're gonna multiply the damage by, let's say 10. So if you hit the character, let's say your damage is for your weapon is 50, you hit the character, it's gonna say 50 times 10. Now it's definitely gonna kill the player instantly. So if you grab the weapon, it's 2, dead. Okay, so if we copy and paste it for the body, we're just gonna do the normal damage, and for the instigator, we just damage causer, damage actor, we plug the hit actor. So for the, and don't forget to plug this right here. And for the arms, plug the damage actor. Let's do 1.8. And for the leg, I need some more room. And for the legs, copy this. And the legs, we're going to do 0.7 or 0.6. However much you want, damage you want to do when you hit the leg. Now we're not going to show the widget yet, that shows the damage, but if we look at the player health from here, we can tell how much damage you're doing. See? 60. Do different damage. Now if I shoot him on the head, boom, he gone. Okay? And let's see. I believe, yeah. Okay, for now let's leave it like this, because I'm trying to see where we can do a print string here to see the damage we are doing, the amount of damage. Let's see it on the screen for about 6 seconds. If you grab it, clip it. We'll do 25, 15, 15, maybe 250. So that character definitely did. Okay, so let's just remove the print string for now. Let's remove it. Let's go now. Let's start working on the player respawn. Okay, let me mix. I need to go back and start clapping some of these two functions and stuff. Collapse to this function. Okay, move these down. On the server kill player, this is where we're going to do the respawn. Okay, so let me check my notes. All right, so when we kill the player, there's gonna be, for example, let's say you're playing a game where you have buildings, and then or you have tall skyscrapers, right? And let's say your character was, oh, we need to fix that too. Let's say your character was on the top of the skyscraper. You bam, 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 you kill him. Okay, you kill him, and I think here we just, because if it's checking if the hit actor is valid. If it's not valid, we're not gonna do no damage, but we still wanna hear our sound and stuff. So we just gonna plug this here. That's why you wasn't hearing any sound when you shoot in the air. So plug it up here. So now, if you got your weapon, grip secondary. There we go. Yeah. So for example, let's say this building was very tall and the player was on top of the building and you kill him, right? And then let's say your respawn delay was like 5 seconds. 5 seconds, right? And then it take 10 seconds for the character to fall from the top to reach the bottom. Well, we need to check to see if the character hit the ground first before we even call the respawn. Because what if the character is mid-air and then you call the response? Now the character gonna respawn, but player gonna still see him falling. Okay, so we don't want that. So the first thing we're going to do, if I can find what I'm okay, we're gonna get the character movement, and we're gonna get is falling. All right, we're going to get is falling. We're gonna say not bull, because I like to go off the true, not just me. Yep. If it's not falling, okay, we need a delay. If you hold D and left click, it'll give you the a delay, or you can just type delay. This duration will be our respawn timer, and you can simply compile and save and give it a value. So I'm gonna say mine to 5. You can set yours to however long you want. So now we need to check if the character was landed. Okay, if I hit the ground, pretty much we get this node on landed, and because we want the respawn to happen, we want the server to be in charge of doing the respawn. We get the node switch has authority, and we need to check if the character is dead, because if the character is not dead, we're not gonna do any respawn. So is dead, B for a branch, B, and if it is, we're going to go straight to the delay. Okay, we go straight to the delay. So now we need to create a custom event, and we're gonna call it client respawn. Oh, I'm messing up. Respawn, and make sure it's set to run on owning client reliable, and we're gonna call it right here client respawn. Okay, so on the client respawn, we need to create a function or a method from our player controller that's gonna handle the request from the server, because we're gonna from the game mode, because the game mode is what's responsible to spawn the character. But as you all know, your character can be deleted, so we don't want to add the respawn system on the character. So for example, let's say you die, well, the character is not valid, so how it's going to call anything as far as, hey, respawn a new player, because the player controller persists, so we're gonna add it to the player controller. Okay, so let's find out player controller. player controller. Mine is right here. We're going to create a function inside a player controller called server request respawn from game mode. Yeah, I know it's long, but somebody reading your code, they know what's going on. So this will be run on server. And now you see where we need to go. So we need to go to the game mode. So get our game mode, open it up. And from the game mode, we're going to say custom event. And we say server respawn player. Even though everything that runs on the game mode is on the server, let's just set it to run on server anyway. So back to the player controller, we say get game mode, and then we're gonna cast to our game mode, mine called JC game mode. Okay, we need to do is valid. Oh, okay, and if it is from the game mode, we say server respawn player. Right, and one thing I'm forgetting on here, we need input player controller of type player controller. Compile, save, and on the player controller, well, since we already in the player controller, we just say self, and we can add a note: request respawn from the game mode. Okay, now you can see where we need to go. Now we need to go inside of a game mode. So before we get started, let's make sure the player controller even exists. Say is valid. If it is valid, even though we are inside of the game mode, we don't want the client to come in here for some reason. So we're gonna add this node switch has authority. Okay. Let me see. Let me think. Do we need this? No, we don't need this. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get this node function set spawn actor from class, and the class will be our player character. Okay. So now if we compile, we're gonna get some error because we need a spawn point, but we wanted to pick random spawn, like let's say we have 20 of these. We wanted to pick a random one. Okay, so we go to the game mode again, on begin play, on event begin play. We're gonna add a small little tiny delay because we know everybody have different connection type, what you want to call it, strength or whatever. So we're gonna do a 0.5 delay, half a second, and here we need to say switch as authority, and we want to get a reference from every single one of these in the level. We can close this. We can say get all actors of class, and the class will be player start. we need the first one, player start. And we need to do a for each loop. If you hold F and you left click, you get a for each loop. So for every single one of these, right, we're going to add them to an array of player spawn point. We're gonna say player starts. Yeah, let's go to player start. Oh, grab this and make it replicated. Okay, so now it's scoring because of this. So now down here, we need to get our player start. We need to get the length, how many of them are on the level. But because array start at 0, we don't want it to start at 0. So we're going to say subtract 1 from it. And then, let me think. We need random integer in range. The max will be this. And also we need to get a copy of one of them. We need to get a copy of one of them at this return value. And from here we can say get actor transform. We can plug it up here if we want and the error will go away, but we don't want to do that. So let's break this, split the pen, because we only care about the location and the rotation. Okay, so what happened next? Well, let's make sure the whatever character it spawns, let's make sure is excuse me, valid. Oh, make sure it is valid. If it is valid, we need to get this node called possess. And if you possess, if you uncheck context sensitive under pawn possesses, the end pawn will be the character that we just spawned, and the target will be our player controller. So with that done, let me double check I'm not making any crazy things. So okay, we need to go here. With that done, we need to get our get player controller, cast to our player controller, and from the player controller we're going to call server request respawn from game mode. Okay, and I believe we have one more thing to do, because we need to, because whenever we kill a character, we need to unpossess that character that just fell on the ground, so that way the server can spawn a new character and we can take possession of that new character. Okay, so in the player character, we're gonna get this node event on possess. Okay, so event on possess, we need to do another switch as authority, and we need to destroy the character's mesh, or the character in general. So we add a custom event, say server kill or destroy character, destroy character. Make sure it's run on server, and we just call destroy actor, and because we're trying to destroy ourselves, we say destroy self. Okay, and then here we call server destroy actor. I mean character. Yeah. So with that done, I believe we might be able to test it. Oh, nope. Grab this, grab that. Get the client. Let's move the server somewhere far so you can see the spawning working. And oh. And eval. After 5 seconds, hopefully he should respawn somewhere. Yep, there he is. And then his body is gone from over there. We can. He's gone. Fell on the ground. Boom, he respawned over there. Shoot him in the head. And we can do the same thing for the client. After he respawns, we can grab this weapon. And we can. But we also need to delete this weapon too from the client. See, right there. And then we can, but we can't pick it. I don't think we can. Yeah, because it still belongs to the client. But we need to spawn a new one. But you can continue doing this, and if you add more spawn point, for example, we grab 2, hold Alt, and you drag them over here, and then hold Alt again, Alt. Drag these over here, rotate them. Now it will pick a different one each time. See, it's already doing it when it spawned me. And now if I go and shoot this guy, it's gonna pick a different one, random one. Oh, yeah, here you go. Now what you can do here before the delay, before we call the client kill player, let's add a variable there. Is instant respawn, and make it a bool replicated, right? So we grab it, get a branch, and we say if it's true, instant respawn, you respond. But if it's not, here we can say show respawn screen if you want the character to select where they want to spawn, and then from that one we can just either charge the character some coin to respawn a certain part of the map, or we can just respawn them somewhere else. So right now this is true, yeah, so it's gonna be instant respawn. Why you gotta be all the way over there? Okay, take it. Now when he dies, he's gonna respawn somewhere. See? But if I go here and check it to false, when the character dies, of course I always gotta spawn far. Once it hit the ground, after the 5 seconds, you're gonna see the message on the screen section, show respawn screen. Now this guy won't go anywhere because we haven't called the respawn yet. So now you're gonna show the screen, and then when the character click the button, then we're gonna call the server kill player to destroy this guy, and then do the respawn based on which part we click, which spawn point we select, and then it's gonna spawn the character. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the content, please leave a like, comment if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.